Alright, welcome back folks. It's Sunday 5 o'clock. You know what that means. It's time for 4 Wheel Drive UK. Well, this week we've got another instalment. I got the word right that time. We've got another instalment here of Bifta's with the boys down at the workshop, spliffs in the shed. I still don't know what we're going to call it. But anyway, we're all here. We've got a couple of extra bodies in here with us today. So we've got Ryan over here, the Jimny driver. You'll all know, you've seen him lots. And of course Ben, here.
Hiya.
So, just a quick one really, catch up on what we've been doing. There's been all sorts going on down here, as you can see. We've had a busy weekend. Ryan's made a start on his PD swap in the Jimny. Yeah. Whether you'll see any more of that, I don't know really.
We're getting there with it. I reckon another week or so we'll have it somewhere there.
So keep an eye out for that one. That'll be back out on the tracks before long. We've got some questions later on that we've got down from Instagram, YouTube, I don't know, all the other places.
We've got none from YouTube. Me and Ben have slacked.
Oh, what's going on here then? What's going on here?
Well, we started looking and then we got distracted.
Too busy in the workshop. Too many
busy
jobs to be done.
Distracted on the internet. Let's not take that any further. Right? So anyway, we'll be doing some questions and stuff. Just a quick catch up. You may have heard us mention the website that's up and coming. The spreadsheet engineer is hurriedly, nothing's really done hurriedly here at 4 Wheel Drive UK, but he is on with that, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be making some announcements about that soon. Alongside with that, I'm sure we've got some new merch coming along, have we, Colin?
Yeah.
We've all been having a quick mooch of that, haven't we? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Be some interesting stuff in there.
Might even put some little teasers there.
Oh,
maybe
over
there.
Down there.
But
Just don't put them in front of the bell, right? Don't put them in front of the bell.
But I am on with the merch. But as I said, I get distracted.
Well,
Enough
said.
That's when I'm not even
distractions
there.
on the internet,
I'm
right?
not
Let's
even
have
there,
enough. So, anyway, let's get on, shall we? So, what we got first? Questions from Instagram. Right, okay. Got no glasses today, so bear with me. Is that for real? Freelander 1 or a Jeep Cherokee Mark 1? Neither, my friend, neither. I'm sorry, I'm only joking.
It is a bit like that, isn't it? You tell him, Ryan, you tell him.
I don't know really, because I've driven neither.
I'd get a Jimny.
Some good advice. You've got Freelander, haven't you?
I got Freelander too, so's he.
Yeah, Freelander too. Yeah.
So I don't know about that really, to be honest. That's from my Freelander project. I don't know.
I wouldn't get a Freelander 1 or a Jeep Cherokee, because who wants to drive a Jeep?
Yeah, that's the point. I certainly wouldn't get a Jeep. If I had to make a choice between the two, then it would be a Freelander. Purely because, look around you, Land Rovers.
Instead of a Freelander 1, if your budget pushes, get the Freelander 2. Because the traction control system on it's sort of based on the D3 traction control system.
Yeah, it's got
loosely based.
So that means it goes on lots and lots for a fortune. So, I don't know. Get a D2, mate. Get a D2, Every time it comes back to it, get a D2 or
a Jimny. And put a PD in it.
Yeah. Just take the Suzuki engine out. Problem solved.
when it dies, when it buys.
So that from my point of view, get a D2. Forget it. I wouldn't get a Freelander or a Cherokee. I can't even say it, but Cherokee. But if I had to have one of those, clearly it'd be a Freelander 1. But you boys, what do you think?
Freelander 1, yeah.
Yeah, same.
The Hippo.
He's going to say Jeep, isn't he?
A Cherokee. Maybe if it was a Gladiator.
Hairdresser's car a Freelander, isn't it?
So it's a Cherokee.
Yeah, but if you had to have one or the other, and you're going to upset all those Freelander drivers out there that watch us, don't go anywhere else,
Ignore him, he drives a Jimny.
Yeah, he drives a Jimny and he's called the Freelander hairdresser's
Watch
car.
what happens when I'm back.
So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm sure it wasn't. Not much we do is. But anyway.
This one's quite a good one. Who do you use for parts? Service kits, etc. Now, do you really get service kits, Graham, or do you buy individual parts yourself?
Individuals really, because the service kits, because certainly on Dora, there's not really a service kit, is there? Because everything's been changed and modified, and so if you go and put that registration number in for a service kit, you'll come back with something that we're no use to you. I mean, a lot of the time I'll come back with stuff that's no use to me anyway. So I tend to buy mine, I'll be honest, like, either, if I'm in a rush, I'll go to there's a local Land Ranger to us. I'll go down there if we're in a rush. Most of the time I buy mine online, to be honest. It's more cost effective, much more cost effective. You're about the same, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't buy service kits. I'm a bugger for it. I'll go, oh, I need to change my oil filter. I'll buy 5.
He does, yeah, he does. I mean, guess Ryan driving a Jimny, he just go to a Volkswagen dealer.
I've never serviced it. I've never serviced
Doesn't
it.
need it.
To be honest, I don't intend to. So,
Run it till it dies.
Oh,
the one that's in it looks okay.
which, the PD or the old one?
No, the old one.
The old one.
I might treat the PD to one.
You might service PD. If you haven't noticed from the past videos with the Jimny in, Ryan didn't really look after that engine very well. Considering he never changed the oil and he ran it literally dry a couple of
I haven't
times.
said he never changed the oil. I think it automatically changed itself, didn't it? Because I'd witnessed him put 6 litres in it.
Yeah.
Not all at once, on 2 occasions, because it seized twice. But so it's like an automatic oil change, I think, with the Suzuki's. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
And most of the oil's still on your
It didn't
driveway.
make sense to put new oil in the rate it was coming out. So it made more sense to put old oil in. So it was cheaper to service.
That kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. So I mean, really speaking, I think these days online's the best place, isn't it? You think really the most of your service and stuff on most parts, really, to be honest.
I use Twin Woods a lot. I like Twin Woods.
A lot of the times I've gone into certain places asking parts for the Discovery, and because they're so old, some places don't even stock them anymore. So
Euro car parts.
That is another issue. Yeah, a few places I've been to, a few places in Liverpool as well. So, like Graham said, online.
Best place, Pete. Best place. Right, next one. When will 4-wheel drive UK host a weekend camping and green laning? And this is from Ali. Oh, sorry, Alan. Alan Chammy Cham, 89. Well,
Not telling you.
it's certainly not going to be this year now. We did, as a lot of people will know, we did have one planned early in the year, and then circumstances beyond our control it meant that we couldn't go ahead with it. But we are in talks. We are in talks, aren't we?
We're in talks with a couple of places.
And it's looking like hopefully it's going to be early part of next year, so sort of first part of the summer or late spring, depending on weather. It'll certainly be in North Wales somewhere, and we'll certainly get a couple of trips out. I mean, depending on how many people decide to come, obviously we know we're always limited to trucks on the lanes, but we'll certainly do something. Where we're planning, where we've looked at a couple of times is quite close also to one of our favourite places, which is North Wales Pay and Play, Barmouth. So yeah, there's certainly something up and coming, and we will look into that. We'll get something up. We'll make sure everybody knows about it on all the platforms.
I just want to say it might be more of a camping social meet than taking people out green laning. We might, if we've got some local routes in the area, give people a route, and you can go out. It's just with the amount of people that we had come into the last one, and we expect the same coming to the next one. There's no way us idiots here could organise people and get you out on the tracks without there being chaos.
But we can certainly, like Colin says, we can certainly suggest some routes.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even, like I say, get over to Cavanagh Woods. I'm sure we'll be able to get a camp somewhere closer. Well, certainly within driving distance anyway. So yes, keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you all updated, and we'll make sure that comes along. Now then, one for you here, Ryan. One for you, lad. PD in the Jimny. How?
From who's that from?
That's from Kiko 9_99. It is underslash, that is it? Underscore. I'm learning.
Without being blunt here, I'm not telling you.
Because he doesn't quite know himself yet.
I don't know 100% myself. It's took a lot of research, a lot of time. The brief of it's running an adapter plate to the Jimny gearbox. Flywheels had to be machined. So there's been a lot of work gone on behind the scenes. I've had a bit of help from, give him a shout out to be fair, Adam. He's got a Facebook page as well, Project PD/TDI on Facebook. Have a look on there. He's got his Jimny. He's also run the PD engine. He's helped me out quite a bit to get me where I am. But there's a lot of work involved. I'm not telling you all of it though.
I'd say that sounds like it's a bit like top secret, you know,
Yeah.
top secret. But it won't be long. It won't be long in the making, I'm sure.
I think in the future, don't quote me on it, but I think Adam was talking about looking into making kits to try and get these developed. So I'd have a look on his Facebook group and keep an eye on there. I don't want to say and quote it on it because I don't know is the honest answer. I might have just dropped him in it a bit there. Sorry if I had.
If he had that, then it was
Sorry,
nothing to do with me, mate.
No,
Nothing to do with me.
I didn't mean to, but
He doesn't use Facebook.
I think he's got it in the pipeline to get something done in the future. So keep an eye on that page.
There you go. So keep an eye on this. I like to say it won't be long. He sends to work at lightning speed when he's got one of these projects on the go. So I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll see that back out and on the tracks.
Definitely.
And certainly making a difference, Pete.
Yeah.
Making a difference.
Lots of big changes for it.
So I hope that was useful. Next one from J.Harlem.3. Are P38s worth looking at? Or just go D2?
D2.
Why do you ask me these things?
D2.
He's terrible, isn't he? He is
D2.
terrible.
D2.
Yeah.
I don't.
D2. Always D2 is the answer of the dad. I'm afraid.
The thing is we can tell that he's your dad because you come out with get a Jimny.
I want to be different.
So P38. They are cool.
Yeah, they are. They are a cool car. I believe they're good. I think didn't we have a P38 in the trip that was out with us at the Isle of Man a few years ago?
Yeah.
It was very surprising. Very surprising. And they are a cool looking car, I've got to say. They do look nice.
They don't have diff lock though.
They're a bit big though, aren't they?
No, they've got a Borg one, basically a Haldex transfer case. If I remember rightly, I might be chatting.
That one that went out
wrong.
with us was on airbags, if I remember right. Remember?
Yeah.
He got stuck at one point and he managed to pump it up to the extra.
It had like an extra
Yeah.
setting, didn't
Yeah.
it? Like an extra setting, if you like, because he was on off-road setting and it got stuck and he did something and it went up another 2 inches.
The Range Rover was the first car I ever, when I drove Dora for the first
Yeah,
time.
you pulled it out.
I took someone out, yeah.
Yeah, we were on a trip. Ryan and I went on a trip to the Isle of Man, which
I think I was, yeah.
we might see if we can do something about that. See if we can arrange something
Yeah.
along those lines again, because it's a heck of a trip. A heck of a trip. Anyway, while we were there, this P38 did get stuck in one. It was a really, if I remember,
It's quite
really
tight,
boggy,
yeah, quite
wet, tight lane. And right, it was Ryan's first time driving Dora. And
It's quite standard really.
the
at the time as well, isn't it?
good idea of, oh, come on, we'll just pull it out.
Yeah.
And fair dues.
I reversed back up the lane, and I reversed back up, towed it back out. I was well chuffed with myself.
You recovered somebody without pulling the bumper off.
Yeah.
Hey, Dora was quite standard in them days. She was really quite standard in them days. So I'd say, yeah, they are worth looking at. Of course they are.
Hard to find a good example now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, I think they're getting a bit thin on the ground. But they're certainly worth a look at. And don't they share a lot of parts with the D2?
Yes, they do.
Axle-wise and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's similar or the same? I'm not.
Similar. The only issue with them is they're more complicated.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
I like them. I've had a P38 in the past. They are cool cars, but there's a lot of maintenance with them. More maintenance than a D2, and that's saying something. But if you're willing to put in that maintenance, you have a cracking car. And they're a bit of a head turner because you don't see that many of them, especially off-road spec
Well, that's what
ones.
I mean. Off-road, they're surprising. When you see one off-road, you think, get out of here, and then it gets through. So, yeah, they're certainly worth looking at. Let's move on. There's a guy with the Jimmy, got an Instagram.
I certainly have.
That's from Mikey247.
Can't even remember his own Instagram though.
Yeah. Well, someone's copied me on Instagram, right?
I have noticed this.
yeah.
I've tagged them in some
Yes.
of our pictures and sent you.
Someone's copied.
I'm the original, the blue Jimny, alright? So, the blue Jimny is the Instagram tag.
And someone's copied it.
Someone's copied me, yeah. So
Get a bit of inspiration, some people, but you know, there's no
Mine's
need to copy it, so come on.
you know my car. You can't miss it. You should see it.
So there you go, Mikey.
Give us a follow.
All right, so what do we do with this now?
No, I was always getting me Biftas. I'm a no chair.
Okay, that's there.
I don't know. Where do we find them?
What are you looking for?
You see these? On the ring. That's how long a day it's been. Fuck.
Right, what do we do here?
Broke down this morning.
You did actually. You broke down on the way here.
Yeah, I did actually, yeah. It started spewing diesel all over the road on the way here, and what pipe was it that came off, Graham? The
fuel cooler pipe
Fuel
popped
cooler
off
pipe.
because they have a brilliant idea on the Land
It's
Rover.
another thing
where
that's a
they
common
push it.
fault with the D2, isn't it? A common fault.
Every fault's a common
Everything's
fault.
a common fault. Makes me laugh.
But it did. It just popped off. There's a push fit. But it went back on, didn't it?
Yeah, after a
Persuasion.
quarter of a tank,
Sorry, I had a quarter
like,
tank.
disappeared onto the
Is
road.
there any other common faults we want to talk about?
No, none.
Yeah.
No faults. B2.
We haven't got enough time.
Is the fact that the Jimny won't stay in gear a common fault?
Oh, very.
You have to get someone
That's why you
to
need-
hold it in gear.
That's why you need
That.
Jethro.
Either that or you need a decent ratchet strap on board.
Or Jethro.
Yeah.
Or a Jethro, yeah.
So anyway, let's move on. We've had a lot of people asking about trips away. I know we've done a few trips around North Wales and stuff this year. We did plan a lot more trips away. But with one thing though, it's just been one of those times, you know. So yes, we are. Now, we did say we were going to try and do Salisbury later this year. That's not really going to be possible this year. But what we're almost certainly going to do is in the new year or just into the spring maybe, we're going to get ourselves down there. Because the Jimny here really wants to go.
Yeah,
really wants to
definitely
go. So we're
Is there
certainly
any
going to be
Is there any
going.
other more challenging places that people think of as well?
There you go. That's what I was going to say.
Once this PD engine's in there, I want to try it. I want to.
You want to throw everything at it.
I
yeah.
want some challenging places. So if anyone's got any places, drop them in the comments.
So if you've got tracks that you know that maybe you haven't driven yourself, but you know that they're challenging, then leave us a comment down there, because there's a certain little blue Jimny over there that seems to think he can outdo these D2s.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to do. We need to do that, and we're more than happy to come and meet with all you guys out there. With different, it's much easier if you have an organised group that we can sort of get together, other YouTubers maybe. But we're more than happy if there's just 2 or 3 of you and your mates, and you go to a certain place, certain tracks that you know will be a challenge. Then give us a shout, and we'll certainly come away. Between now and Christmas, I think weather's taking a turn now, so probably not so much in the way of camping trips coming for the rest of the year, but we've certainly got day trips coming up. Don't you worry, we're still going to be getting out and about. We're going to try and get out a bit further away from North Wales as well.
Yeah.
Give you a bit of variety.
So if you've got a day trip and
Yes.
it's some challenging lanes and you want to see how us lot get on with them, the little Jimny included, give us a shout. You'll get in touch. I'll pass you on to this man here. We've decided now, because I've got that many messages coming in, that Graham's going to deal with trip organisation.
Yes, so if you've got a day trip, maybe for next year a weekend trip, or anything like that where you feel it would make good content and it would be a nice day out, then give us a shout. Leave us a comment. Connor, Ben, any of the other lads, they'll pass them on to me and we'll get in touch. Try and leave us something, a messenger or something like that. Where that's the easiest way for me to work with this.
Get in touch
because I
with
don't
us.
do well with Instagram and things. I've got to be honest.
Get in touch with us on social media, and we can always set up a WhatsApp group with this
Yeah,
man in
something like that.
and yourself, and we'll get.
And let's get something organised. And like I said, you've got your own YouTube channel and you want to get out there, and we're more than happy. We'll do a collaboration. We'll take you out on our lanes, you take us out on yours. All right? Great stuff. Now then, more questions. These are from Insta. Right then. Why is Josh and the party bus not in the content anymore? And this
Been
is
getting
from
this a lot.
Louis994. We have been getting this a lot.
I've seen quite a few of these.
No, I thought we
did,
put this out
yeah,
once,
we did.
once before.
Maybe people have missed it. We've mentioned it a couple of times, and I've replied to all the comments. Sadly, Josh had to take a step back due to work commitments, some personal commitments. So he took a step back. But yeah, that's it. He took a step down.
Pretty much. I'm not sure whether Josh is actually doing any off-roading at the moment. I mean, I don't know. There may be a time when he'll come back and have a go. But at the moment, Josh has got his own stuff that he's getting on with. And like I say, this is just something we do. Do you know, there's no real commitment to anyone. If you want to come and have a go, well then come and have a go. Like I say, you never know, he might come back. But all the best to you, Josh, anyway, if you're watching, which I hope you are. Take care, mate. All the best to you and the family. How often do you get your oil changed? Our Discovery 3. What, personally, you mean? Old cars. Mine, I don't know. I don't do a lot of mileage, see, with Dora, so twice a year generally. I do maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles a year in Dora, max, maybe, got something like that. These boys use theirs quite a bit more, so this is maybe more for these guys to answer, really.
So I do mine every 3,000 miles.
Is that just oil, or do you do oil and filter?
Oil and filter every 3,000 miles. I don't change the Wizzy filter every 3,000. Right. I change that once a year.
Right, so oil and filter every 3,000, then once a year the centrifuge will change that as well. Yeah. What about you, Ben? What do you do with yours?
Every 3 months I normally do, man. Yeah.
And we'll know what the gym's like. It changes the tone.
Yeah. It's got its own fucking system set up, that's great.
I'll look after the PD engine, I promise.
You looked after the other one, it was just old oil. It went fine.
I put Lucas stop oil, stop leaking everything in that. 2 or 3 bottles of it.
2 or 3 bottles?
No wonder it's seized up in the end.
Well, they put one bottle in, it still didn't come up on the dipstick, so I thought, it's only a tenner, it's nearly the same price as oil. I thought, I may as well just try another one, and I put another one in.
All the oil galleries are about that thick now.
So that's generally how we get on. What about you? How often do you change yours? Do you do it more often than that? I take it, looking at that, you drive a Discovery 3. So I guess your oil changes are quite important, really. But yeah, let us know. Hopefully that was helpful. Right, another one for you here, I think, Ryan. And this is from 95 J Shale. Why don't you put lockers or landy axles on the Jimny?
That's something I got in the pipeline. I will at some point, because no doubt, especially now I've got the PD engine, it's going to blow axles apart. It's probably going to blow gearboxes apart. It's a ticking time bomb, isn't it? But to be honest with you, right, if you don't try it, and you know, there's people out there, I know there is, who have done these diesel swaps and run them on standard running gear.
But do they drive like you?
No. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I will be going landy axles at some point. I plan to go for a set of Disco 1 axles, ideally, but we'll see.
So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. I'm sure we'll try and get some coverage for some
We've
footage.
got a set of axles here that we're toying the idea of putting on.
We have got a set of series axles that we've got that are kind of spare. And I think, personally, it's only what I think, but I think they'll be a bit stronger, to be honest. Better put together, do you know what I mean?
Just
We
a
check
little bit
both
more
ends, it's
work
good.
to get them on.
But let us know what you think. What do you think? What's the best axles to want? D1s? D2s? Series? I don't know.
Actually, I've got D2 axles too.
We've got a set of D2 axles here as well, see? So
Control axles.
I'm just not
no, not go like that now. Oh, look, he's got to spoil it, hasn't he? He's got to bring Japs to the party.
It's a budget build. Like.
Let us know, what landy axles do you think would be best to go on the Jimny? And why? Do you know someone that's done it? Right then. Now calm down a little bit now. What leaf tent do you have on the Jimny, right? And that's from Nicola underscore?
Yeah.
Underscore?
Yeah,
underscore Griffiths underscore.
I'd have to ask Connor here because I don't know. I bought it from Connor. All I know is it's green.
And it folds out.
And it fits.
It's quite comfy.
And the other thing he knows is he didn't leave his keys in it at the moment.
I don't want to talk about that. That was an absolute nightmare. That was an absolute blow for that. Make sure you check for your keys and all your belongings before you close your tent up and fold it away.
And then remember that
Yeah.
you've checked, so you don't have to open it up to remember that they're not there.
Don't have to
They're in
tell
Ben's car.
Oh God.
Never mind.
So,
then.
Connor,
So what tent was it anyway? Let's get back to that. What
Yeah.
tent is it, Connor?
It's Prime Industries. It's the 1.4 metre. It's a nice tent. It's comfortable.
I'm quite tall and I fit in it,
Yeah.
so
And it's been passed around the block, that tent.
yeah.
It has done the mileage. It was originally Jay Prince's.
Oh, was it?
Bug out North Wales.
He commented on something saying that it was his old tent, and I was like, oh right, okay.
Are they still available then, those tents?
No.
No?
No, yeah, yes, but you've got to bring them in from Germany. And the
Germany?
Yeah.
It's like the engine.
No, well,
No,
the
they're not
actual,
German, they just
Oh.
went through Germany from China.
I bet
So-
they are from Germany.
so it's Prime Tech USA,
Right, okay.
but you can only get them in Germany now.
Right. And they're probably made in China.
And
No, everything's made in China.
the Germans won't sell them to us.
Germans probably don't like us. Do they?
Probably something to do with the 40s, maybe.
Can't say that. Can't say that. Anyway, move on.
Next question.
Swiftly move on.
So, next question, Graham. Have you ever rolled a 4-wheel drive? And this is from Stephen_Carl1NS. Fucking complicated.
No. That might surprise you, but no. No. I came close a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, you did.
After that.
You know what, as well? Cone Quarry. We're off camera. Off camera on Cone Quarry.
Yeah, now that was...
Me, I was in Graham's car, we went up a hill, and I was on the back. Was I on the back? Yeah, I was on the back of the car. The whole back end nearly lifted up, and
Bit of poo came out then.
but
I think I can
quick
mention-
quick reflexes.
I can tell you one as well.
Yeah, quick reflexes, he sorted it out, but we didn't get it on camera. It was so annoying.
It's got my dad thinking now, innit?
Oh,
I can tell you one.
have you got another one, right?
What roll?
So-
Four-wheel drive?
where we nearly rolled. Where we
Nearly.
not actually rolled it, we nearly
Oh,
rolled.
the slabs.
No, not just saying we were driving. Remember that time we were driving home with your low pressure in one tyre?
Oh, yes.
So he comes round the corner. It was early hours in the morning. I don't know what time it was.
Wasn't it
Quite
coming
late.
down Prince Idiot?
No, top end of Rose Esma, whole
Was it?
way.
Where it turns sharp to the right.
Come round the corner with about 8 psi in the tyre. Well, that was what it was when we left, so probably less than that.
I had a slow puncture.
Yeah, wow, very close. Came to putting it on the roof. The back tyre rolled over the car, went full broadside, literally lifted up, and it was like, wow, it was a very...
Tank slapper in the Land Rover. That's what it was. In a very big
I remember
Land Rover.
just looking at my dad and my dad looking at me.
But I didn't roll it over. I didn't roll it over.
That was close.
I didn't roll it over. So no, I've never rolled the foot.
But he did drive very steady the whole way home.
Somebody else has nearly rolled something, haven't they?
Yeah, a couple of
We've
times.
had video evidence of
Yeah,
that.
we've got video evidence of Brian nearly rolling, but again, didn't roll. But
I was just,
watch this space. What about
Yeah, that-
Connor?
I was just about to say, Connor.
Now, I seem to recall, not so long ago, see, when Blue Sea was quite new. And I think somewhere, what we might have to do here, folks, is we might have to dig a picture out from somewhere.
She wasn't.
And I think we might have to make him stick it up there, or down there, or everywhere, round here maybe. Because he put it on its side. The poor girl.
Am I right in thinking this was a top of the line,
Oh,
beautiful
it was lovely.
Discovery
God.
2
You don't get it, what?
before Connor
Wait.
got his hands on it?
No,
2 weeks?
I'd had it 6 months, but for like 4 of them months I was building it. So it was sat on my
It's a
driveway.
nice car, you know, that
It was
you bought.
beautiful when I bought that car, and it looked mint. And like I had the imitation beadlock wheels, it looked all smart. And then I came down an icy hill. I had sort of 2 choices: either go rolling multiple times through some scrublands down into the moors, or pull
Just
a
on
bit,
its side.
pull a bit of a handbrake turn and put it into a ditch and hope for the best. And I landed in the ditch on all 4 wheels, and then it sort of went onto the side, and I had a tantrum, and then I had to climb up through the passenger door because my door was in a puddle as water was coming in, ice cold water as well. Yeah.
Best kind. Best kind. So,
I have rolled one.
He's done that. Have you, Ben? No?
I've only had mine for 6 months.
So there's time yet, you know. There's time.
It's time.
I've not rolled a 4x4 yet.
I was going to say,
No,
but you've
roll
rolled,
plenty of race
you've rolled
cars.
something though,
Plenty of
haven't you?
race cars, my first car.
The micro.
I was going to say, you sent me a picture of the micro, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the smart car ended up on its lid.
When Ryan and I used to race when he was quite a bit younger, when he was about 12,
Rolled the
13.
first car when I was 13.
Was it a micro, wasn't it?
Yeah, micro, yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to find a picture of that, we'll stick that down there. It's not like 4x4 related, it's quite impressive, 13-year-old lad.
Smiling from ear to ear.
So Stephen, let us know, when did you first roll yours? Have you really rolled one? Have you not? Let us know, leave us a comment.
And if he has, send us a picture.
Yeah,
let's
give
see
us a
this.
picture. Do you have trouble getting insurance for your modified rigs? Core 81N. No, to be honest, I don't.
Tends to
I
be
use,
down, doesn't it?
yeah, I use Adrian Flux. Never an issue. Fully mod, all mods declared. I think I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what I pay, but it's not very much. So I don't have an awful lot of problem.
No, I'm similar. I think mine's the same company.
Adrian Flux.
Yeah, but trouble, not really, because once you fill in the mod forms, it's all pretty standard. It's all good.
Lancaster, I believe, are quite good as well. I think Jason has just had a really good quote from Lancaster.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I don't know if you
Anyone's
remember
got any,
Jason with the 90, the ship thing.
The
I don't know why he calls it the ship
shipping
thing.
Mark
because it's
II.
not.
Mark
Oh,
II,
Mark
Mark
II.
II.
The shipping Mark 1 was the
Beast.
D1.
Shit, it's a beast.
So he's just had a really good quote from Lancaster, I believe.
And he's got an engine swap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
running an M51.
All the yeah.
And that's all declared. I think
Yeah.
he's even got an agreed value.
Yes. Yeah.
And I saw his quote was very reasonable. So, not sure, maybe it depends on whereabouts in the country you live. We're blessed, really, we're living in North Wales. So, no, we don't really have a lot of issues.
No, I'm with Brent Taker. Agreed value, business insurance, everything on it, and it's a reasonable price.
I'm waiting, I'm changing mine. Said I'm going to try this Lancaster. I want to declare, obviously, with having the engine swap now. So I'm going to go down there. If anyone's got any suggestions of any insurance companies
leave us comments.
specialise in modifications and stuff, let us know.
Yeah, leave us comments.
Gotta say, always declare everything, because
It's not
the
worth the
nightmare
hassle.
of if something happened,
Oh, yeah.
you just
Yeah.
it's not
Make
worth,
sure, babes, that's good advice, that,
it's
you know.
not worth thinking about.
Even to the point where if you get pulled over with the police and they check your insurance, your car's modified to the high hills, and your insurance isn't for modified.
It's not.
It's classed as you not having insurance.
Yeah.
Bye car on the back of a truck.
And I have heard stories before. I'm sure it was you, Connor, who said about sometimes you've seen police at the end of green lanes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
that's-
yeah, we've seen that loads of
waiting
times.
for people to come just to check insurance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know if it's quite as prevalent as it used to be 3 or 4 years ago. Lots of you that do the tracks will know that, you know, but I think a number of times in Yorkshire we've been stopped.
Yes, yeah.
Peak District. Yeah, it's quite common, it's quite commonplace. So yeah, I mean, I don't really see there's a major issue with getting decent insurance locally, but hopefully that's helpful. Next one from JJD2TV5. Opinion on spacers. Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
I've put heavy duty steering bars and everything on mine recently and that, and I'm starting to get a bit of rub on my wheels from time to time, and I spoke about spacers, offset, and
You asked me about spacers and you got no.
but
no.
not even just these other people that I know that I've asked people online, everyone just said
I've actually got a set of D2 spacers
I was about
on
to
the
say
shelf
that.
over there that were on Dora when I first started sort of off-roading, and Ryan will be witness to this. 3 times, I think, Ryan, 3 times we've snapped studs. I wonder what on earth's that clunky got out, and the wheel's been wobbling about. It's actually
I remember
snapped.
one day we come back.
sheared the studs
I
off.
remember coming down Brentarian one day and we were like, sort of wobble, we pulled over, and they were all finger tight. It was like, wow, what was going on?
And then what had happened, the stud that holds, the 5 studs that hold in the spacer on, 2 of those had snapped. And then because of all the vibration of that, it actually loosened all the wheel nuts holding the wheel to the spacer.
You just don't want
So-
any weak points, do you? You don't want.
Well,
Lots of people run them and have no issues.
Yeah.
Lots and lots and lots of people run them and have no issues.
To be honest, I run them in the Jimny. Yeah.
Ryan's got a set on the
But
gym.
it's a much lighter car. It's much less.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, like with a D2, I think it's just too big a car, too heavy a car to be running spaces on.
It's adding another failure point as well.
I mean, a lot of people run these 90s with spacers.
Yeah.
But again, it's a lot lighter car. There's a lot less stress on that. For me, for what you'd pay for spacers, decent spacers, you may as well get a set of offset wheels.
Yeah.
You can get offset steels quite cheaply nowadays, 80, 90 quid a wheel, certainly for the DTs, maybe less than that. Certainly for Land Rovers anyway. So I would always personally always go with an offset wheel.
Yeah.
I think that's the safest option. If you can't afford that or you can't do that for any reason, then spacers I suppose are your only option.
Next one.
How extreme is the 90 going to be? Charlie Matthewson.
He wants to be able to keep up with the Jimny. So if that gives you a rough idea, it'll be something along the lines of mine.
Well, follow that then. Follow that. I don't know as extreme as as we can sort of afford and take it. Really, I mean, it's got quite a lot of drop and that in the suspension. It's running, I think, a 5-inch lift with 13-inch travel. It'll be locked front and rear. I don't know what else. I'm going to put a low range transfer box in. I've got a 1.6 transfer box to win it. The engine is be tuned as far as you can tune a 300 TDI. It's also had a Lightning Balance flywheel put in it, which hopefully will help it rev a bit quicker.
Big intercooler.
Big intercooler, yeah. At the moment, I'm running the standard turbo, but with a hybrid core. So it's also got all the normal mods. I'm not that well up on TDIs, the 300s, but I've got all the normal stuff that get like before we do a fantastic kit.
Boost
Comes with a
pin.
boost pin, boost controller, all the bits and pieces you can do, all with instructions, and that's what I've done to this really. Tried to make it look fancy. It's also having, is it North Off-Road?
Yeah, you've got
Yeah,
I've got North Off cage, full cage, tubular cage, having the tubular front end. It will be going with at some point an 8274 winch.
What size tyres?
40s. It's got to be 40s, isn't it, peeps? You know, I mean, what else can you do? It's got to have 40s.
CST Dragon Claws or
Treps. Yeah, so either Treps or Dragon Claws. We'll see how we go with that. But we're going to move on with this build, to be fair. That's one of the reasons we've positioned the camera where we have.
Yeah.
Hey, look, so he's got all these good ideas, you know. He's got all these good
are we
ideas.
doing a bit of a full build series on it?
Well,
As
we're
far
going to
as
do
we
a
can.
full build because she's where she is now. But yeah, we'll certainly get you some more content. And if there's anything you suggest, you know, I mean, like as far as the bodies go, I'm going to have to do a bulkhead delete or lower the bulkhead in some way because I'm a big lanky git that don't fit in there, you know. Instrument-wise and electrics-wise, I'm pretty much going to put custom dash in, choose my instruments, and then find somebody to wire it all up for me.
Just going to keep it a bit basic, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't want anything fantastic. It's because it's not going to be a road. It's something you want to spend hours on the road in the car.
No.
It's most likely going to stay local, really, or be trailered to events. But it'll be road legal. We'll keep it all road legal. So yeah, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. And if there's things that you think have a go at this, leave us a comment. The rear arms are all Johnny jointed and adjustable. I don't know how to adjust them at the moment. I have no idea. I have no props at the moment.
Lockers?
I've got a rear locker in at the moment. It's got an ARB air locker in the rear. I will be putting an Ashcroft in the front, definitely.
When the air feed ring goes on the ARB, it'll be getting an Ashcroft because
that'll
the
be
air
Ashcroft.
feed ring will go.
And when it does, I'll change that to Ashcroft. But I've got one at the moment. I'd like to be able to put a free spool and air winch and stuff on it. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. And a lot of it's going to be to do with the pennies, isn't it? You know, I mean, you could sit here and have a wish list that long, but
You've got to
we'll
keep it
see.
realistic, haven't you?
Yeah. So we'll get as extreme as the pocket allows at the time. I think the most important thing at the moment is he's getting a bit peeved with me that it's been here for years and he just wants me to get it finished and get it out.
It needs to get out, yeah. It's
Sat in the garden long.
So, the most important thing at the moment is to get it up and running,
keep
get it
saying
out.
every excuse I hear is, when Nora's done, Nora will do it. Oh, wait till Nora's done, wait till... Well, mine's nearly done now, so we best pull his finger out.
So that's the next
Sounds like a
we'll
challenge,
get that.
that, really.
Keep an eye on it.
Sounds like a challenge.
We'll get it all sorted. We've been sorting the workshop out and everything this weekend. We're going to gab that out. We're going to get that done.
I remember beginning of last year, you said, oh, it'll be done by Christmas.
I said that the year before.
Yeah.
And the
year
year before.
before that.
The year before. But now I've put it on YouTube, haven't I? Oh, what have I done?
I remember when he got it and he was taking it apart. He got it to a tub. He was going, I'm not going to take the tub off because then it'll look like it's a bare shell. I said, Dad, there's like 4 bolts holding the tub on here.
There was.
So then he took the tub off and he was like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? You know, you took 4 bolts out.
But, well, we'll get it done. We'll get it done and we'll see how extreme it can be. I'm expecting it to be at least as good as Dora, if not better, to be honest. But we'll see. So, the last video, we've had quite a lot of comments. Not so much questions, but comments about the guy we're now going to call Wreck-It Ralph or Jethro. Now then, that diff.
What a guy.
This warrants a section on its own. That diff, Connor will no doubt put a picture down here somewhere of it. Never seen anything
Pretty
like
impressive,
that. Never seen anything like it. Those diff carriers are thick steel. How that got through there, I don't know. Have you ever seen anything like that
No,
before?
I've never seen.
Any car, ever?
I have, but it's been on challenge trucks, running 40s.
Never seen it. Never seen
And it
anything
was
like
the way it punched through that casing, it was such a clean hole.
Yeah, it just stayed there. Almost plugged the oil back in.
I've never,
Well,
seen,
till we
I've
got
never
up to
seen
stop
anyone
there.
drive like Jethro, though, to be fair.
That is true. Jeffrey,
Yeah.
You've got to
He
think.
may well have had something to do with it.
You've got to think. He started out his journey on that hill by.
Well, I'll let you
sitting
into
by-
a little bit of a secret here, do you know, because when Jethro went up in the first time in his car, I think he'll find out when he got to the top, he realised he was in the wrong gear, in fact, because he went all the way up in first.
Sounded good, though.
It sounded good. And then on the way down, he's, oh, right, I'm going to take this up in second. He's gone up in second, and look what's happened, Jethro. Look what's happened. Amazing.
I think the other thing we need to talk about that day was Jeffro's introduction to the Jimny.
Oh, now people, I don't know whether you saw this, right? Because it wasn't really that obvious.
No.
But if you go back on the video, isn't it?
You could just see him.
And as you see Ryan coming up, when he actually makes it up on his third, is it a third or the fourth attempt up?
I think third, wasn't it?
Third attempt, I think.
Yeah.
If you slow it down and see, and you will see Jethro bouncing about inside the Jimny there with Ryan,
Holding it in gear.
Holding it in gear.
That was the issue. Every time I hit that rock at the bottom, it was jumping out of low range. And he said, I'll hold it in gear for you. I thought, you'll never be able to do that.
Oh,
Fair play to him. He was stood up on the lever in the car, holding it up.
This is the person, though, who can roll under a disco and lift the gearbox into place and bolt it in.
He's a bit of a machine.
He is a machine.
Now, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we'll be seeing a bit more of Jethro back out on the tracks with us. I'm sure he's keen to get out again.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed him.
So we'll get some more content with Jethro back out with us, and hopefully maybe down the workshop.
Yeah.
But we're going to have as you might know, you might realise we've got a couple of donor cars outside here. One of them we're just about to get shut off. We're going to get the engine out and get rid of it shortly. So we thought we might have a bit of fun with it, eh? We might have a bit of fun with that one. So watch out for that. We'll do maybe a special video on that. I mean, it's an old car.
How to remove an engine and gearbox in 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then
If that.
what can you do with an old shell afterwards? What can you do with an old Disco 2 shell that's going to the scrapyard outside the industrial unit? On a Saturday afternoon. I don't know. Have you got any ideas? Give us a shout, let us know. Because we're going to do something on that as well for a bit of fun. Just for a bit of something different. And if there's anything else like that, you know, that you want, we are going to try and do, I think, the CB one in Ryan's car, because someone's asked for that. Someone asked about
I need a
brakes.
CB. I'm sick of driving with no CB. It's driving me nuts.
No, let's
Just
talk
as he
about
gets
this.
out the car to walk up to find out
This
what's
is one
going on,
thing,
and we'll
honestly,
drive off.
anyone out there who's getting into 4x4, one of the first things you need to buy is a CB radio. Honestly, it's so irritating. Everyone looks at me like I've got 4 heads, and then I realise, oh, I've missed out on the whole conversation that we're having on the way here, so I don't understand. Most of the time it's me in the wrong.
Hold on, didn't you have a CV originally?
Yeah.
What happened there?
It was the one out the door, I wanted for...
My old original one.
Yeah, and for whatever reason it just... It only worked when you were literally like about to hit them.
Yeah, what made you lose having the CV, Ryan?
The aerial. I ripped the aerial off. Wasn't it? Yeah.
No, what did you put on that blocked the aerial?
Oh, it's because of the cage.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
You put the cage on, he was like, oh, this cage is mint, blah, 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 blah. And,
Yeah, I had a bit of an issue when they put the cage on. I rushed to put it on. I couldn't get the petrol cap open.
We'll put a video into that.
Yeah,
We literally stopped at the side of the road and just sat there.
But in all fairness, come on, I went and bought the cage. And I had to cut it off the other car that I bought it from. Like, I got there expecting to be able to just pick a cage up, and the guy comes out with a gas axe and sort of like...
You know that question before about where do you buy your parts from?
Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
It was an absolute bargain though, that cage. I paid, well, it was meant to be £100. I think I gave him 80 quid for it. And we went and put it on. But, yeah. One evening, wasn't it? It was, I think I'd done it one evening. I bought it on Thursday, put it on the Friday.
Where
on Saturday.
Oh, Barmouth.
We were out on the way.
Look at the Barmouth video.
Oh, yeah,
where he's getting pulled back.
On the way back, on the way on the...
Has that been fixed?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
well, got it. Solid now. On the way back on the Saturday, and that was when it happened.
Bad.
Okay, so we've been having a look at all the names that you've been suggesting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's been
Some good ones on there.
Yeah.
Some good ones.
good suggestions. I like Graham said, thank you for keeping it PG-ish, but you know, we like a joke. We're going to pick 3, and every single one that we pick will be getting stickers, and we're thinking about putting it to a vote so that you can decide. And then the winner will get some merch from the new website.
That sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Like a plan. So if we get down to the final 3, and then give you lot out there, tell us what you think. Huh? Yeah. And we won't fix it to make sure he gets the one he wants. Honestly, we won't.
No. I don't care what it's called.
But great, good news. It's great that you're all coming forward with the names with some belters on there. I don't want to tell you what my favourites are at the moment because then it sounds like I'm going to be biased when they order in, but there's a couple on there that are really, I think that's the one. That's the one, for definite. So keep that coming in, keep it coming in.
On a merch point, what do you want? So we're going to be doing t-shirts.
What do you want, people? What do you want?
T-shirts and hoodies, but we're talking about designs here. Obviously we're doing a bit of a redesign.
Yeah, only slight.
Only a slight.
Don't go too far from what works, do we? We know what works.
But we're thinking of some more comedy, silhouette-based stuff. So we're thinking the one that's definitely going to be a t-shirt is Oh the Dramas with a silhouette of him.
What do you mean?
What else do you want? Pick an iconic part from one of our videos where he says something silly with a silly face.
What do you mean?
Do you ever see anything like that? What's he
trying to say, Glenn?
Well.
But certainly, and if there's anything you'd like, we're looking at all sorts of stuff for merch, but I don't know, it's how far you go with some stuff, isn't it?
It is.
There's no point in us putting 600 different things of merch on there if people don't really want them, So yeah, keep an eye on it. We'll have a look at what we're getting up. All that very soon, we hope, very soon. And you never know, we may be looking at some branding.
Yes.
Maybe. We're looking into something along those lines. So for next year, for the summertime, we can't say an awful lot at the moment. But keep an eye on that as well. Might be interested.
Might be very interested though. But you'll have to wait and find out.
So I think that's got everything covered, have we?
I think that has.
What we haven't said is, like we should be telling you all the time, send us your clips in. If there's anything that you've got that you think we should be seeing, if you think you're better than us, you probably are. Give us a shout.
Anyone's done any engine conversions? Let's see them.
Should we do that as a segment on the next one? Engine conversions.
Yeah.
Send us in a picture of
who's done them, whether they're Land Rovers, Toyotas, whatever they are.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Lannies, whatever you've got. Any other Jimmys? Is there a Jimmy out there that's got something else in it,
It's always interesting to see what people are doing.
All that kind of stuff. Anything you've got out there, send it over to us. We'll see what we can crunch together. Won't we?
Send us your fails, send us your wins. Send us pictures of your rigs or
Just
a
send
little
us
video.
stuff.
Yeah, we'll make something of it. We're always looking
No
for more
titty
sections.
pics.
No, yeah.
No titty pics. And on that note, anyway, like I said, folks, it's about all we've got time for now. We've given him enough time to mess about with all this. There's going to be hours editing this one, trust me. So, don't forget now, please, like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell now. You know the rules,
dong.
ring the bell. And we'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. Well, not the same place, we'll have you somewhere else next week. Maybe out and about next week. But please, make sure you come back to us, it's very important to us. Take care.